Hello, my fellow Comic Otaku. This is JD, the Comic Otaku, and on today's, episode, I'm going to be drawing Deadpool versus Stryker. I hope y'all enjoy and, watch this video and all that mess. Anyway, at the beginning, I started off as, sketching out Deadpool, and then I thought, well, this looks pretty good. Then I think originally I was going to draw Stryker, but I accidentally drew Deadpool. And I thought, well, this looks good for Deadpool and for Stryker. So what I did was actually took the Deadpool drawing, copied it, rotate the canvas, resize everything, and, copied the picture, like twice. Then, paste it together. Later on you'll see what I was doing. The idea was to actually do both Deadpool and Stryker and to make it pull it off, These two different mercenaries have the same pose and everything, but it makes sense and it looks pretty cool actually from the looks of this. But remember, I was doing a kind of portrait style drawing, so if you didn't like that, then yeah, I understand. I was doing a portrait style drawing. I wasn't focused on doing a actual standalone piece. I think the reason I drew Deadpool was because I was watching a Comic Fable interview with Rob Liefeld, and it probably hit in my head and just drew a Rob Liefeld character like Deadpool. And Stryker was inspired by the Deadpool and Rob Liefeld style characters, and also in some levels probably even Deathstroke, which, yeah, I know he's a different character, but he's really cool. Anyway, I just combined both Deadpool and Stryker. Not combined Stryker, but Deathstroke. And I was coming up with Deadpool, my character Stryker, and also added a few more elements, like adding Wolverine elements. Like he's been alive for a long period of time. I thought of this idea that, there's this grumpy, mercenary that was once a slave at one point at the end of the Civil War and all that mess, and he hates the way the world's turned into, and he's actually more of a violent guy. The most violent guy, but the most kind-hearted to his family, kind of that type of person. He's like, to his family, he's almost like Mr. Rogers, but if you think about it, he's the Mr. Rogers of death. You know what I mean? Sure, he'll probably be a little racist, but you know what I mean, right? He's actually supposed to be that kind of guy that does all the death doing. And then, yeah, this is me putting, Deathstroke on, not Deathstroke, but Deadpool, sorry, on one side, and then I just redrew the other one, on the left-hand side to look like, Stryker. I just added a scarf on him because I wanted to differentiate them. Of course, I did draw early 90s Deadpool, so yeah. Anyway, I had to add the big sword because I had this idea that Stryker has this huge, freaking huge sword and everything, and it looks cool. It's supposed to be a good, cool, medieval style sword. Because I wanted that there was a reason why he has this big freaking sword. It's like sentimental to the guy. It's, well, if you guys want me to spoil it, it's due to the fact that when he broke free of his owner, during the Civil War, pre-Civil War time, he pretty much freed himself, took a sword, stabbed the owner of the plantation, used the sword to kill a lot of people, Floonfell slaves because they all picked on him, and apparently, there was no survivors. It was just Stryker and this sword. So yeah, so it's got sentimental value, and he still brings it into battle because he feels like it's an old part of him, like an old shoe, and you're used to holding an old weapon. It's got sentimental value. It's also like a good luck charm to the guy, so yeah. And it stayed with him, so yeah. Also, there's probably some reason why Stryker carries it too. Probably what I said earlier, and also other stuff too. Maybe Stryker carries it all around him as a good luck charm, and it's psychological, you know. He's gotten used to it, so yeah. Anyway, I colored it all red, and I was starting to work on the line work. Try to give it that, you know, quits. Gonna make it look cool and everything, and yeah. It looks awesome, and yeah. You know, I gave Deadpool the orange, the yellow line because I like that clip of animated, some of those pre-animatics for the Deadpool series. It looked awesome, and I thought, well, why didn't they even do this? I mean, it looked awesome, so that's why I did the yellow eyes. I've been doing those for a while now, actually, to be honest with you. And when you look at Stryker, he looks bad A, man. I was trying to figure out a way to differentiate the color. And for Stryker, I just added a few other different types of red on there. Kind of lined or darkened up the red a little bit more in certain areas. And Deadpool, I did the same thing, so, you know. I kept modifying and stuff. And this is me modifying the colors, trying to adjust it, you know. Oh, can't even see the menu that I used. Oh, cool. Anyway, I was then doing this weird, you know, shading trick a little bit, trying to give it that, pretty much give it a cool, you know, look. And then this is me shading it up. Characters, trying to make them look as badass as possible and dark and gritty and all that mess. Not too much to cause problems with the characters. Mind you, I was just doing whatever I could to get a little shading in there and a little dark, you know, darkness a little bit. And okay, that's me adjusting it. I had to cut out whatever was accessed, and then yeah, and then I actually started to, you know, add the blues and all that mess, and yeah. Anyway, it looks pretty good, and I'll just end it with the fact that I just, yeah, I was added that it looks cool, and it's amazing, so yeah. Anyway, all my comic book projects, I'm doing pretty good on them, I guess. I know people don't like to hear me say about that, but they're going pretty good. And then I added a white outline. Anyway, this is done. I'm done with my narration. Peace out, guys. Bye. Hello, this is JD the Comic Otaku, and anyway, on Indie Planet, you can pick up a copy of the Otakuverse issue 1, which is a comic book anthology based on some superhero concepts I came up with. Pretty much, you're gonna have a treat. For 60 pages, you get it for $7.99, and it's got a lot of bang for your buck, if you know what I mean. A bunch of stories to entertain you, and yeah. And this is the first issue, so yeah, it's gonna have 60 pages just to, you know, be the biggest. But it's got the Beyond story, it's got a lot of other stories, and it's super cool. So if anyone wants this oversized first issue, you can pick it up for about $7.99 on Indie Planet for physical, or digital for 99 cents. Okay, anyway, peace out.